Hello guys, it's me, Bad Jokes FM, back at you once again with another video. My first video in about 2 weeks, and I'm back with you guys with an experiment video. This experiment is all about the England under-20s who have been so successful this summer and gone and won the under-20 World Cup, something I thought I would never see in my lifetime, an England team winning a World Cup. But we've seen it and it was awesome, and so their success got me thinking, if these are the best under-20 team in the whole world, how would they do in the Premier League? And so I've replaced all the Stoke players, hence the Stoke badge. I've replaced all their players with the England under-20 players from the summer, and also I've put a 10-year transfer embargo on the club, so that they've got to develop these players and they've got to try their best to keep hold of these players. And so, as you can see, I've got Paul Simpson as the manager now of Stoke. He, of course, is the England under-20 manager. He doesn't have the best stats for a manager, I think you could say, but he can't be half bad to have won the old World Cup with the under-20s. I've also put in his assistant manager and his coaches. We'll look at them in a second. And if you just forget about the captain and the vice captain, pretend they don't matter. They're not there. They're not there in the squad, I can assure you. Just for some reason, the game just can't figure out that there is no captain. So it just leaves the last captains there. But if we do have a quick look at the key player, Crook, you all know about him. 19 years old. Obviously English. I'm not going to keep saying that because these are all English, but he's obviously Bournemouth in real life, but he has gone and won the World Cup with England. He's got some very good stats there, I think you could say, for a 19-year-old. I think he is going to be different class in a few years. And the hot prospect for this club is a fella by the name of Ovi Ejaria, and it's a fella who I know quite well. You might not have seen him. Yeah, I don't think, but over on my Orlando All Around the World save, I've just brought him into the club on loan, and he's doing okay. You'll have to go and check out my All Around the World series to go and see how he's getting on. And now if we just go through the whole squad and just go through every position, and I'll just show you one or two players from each position so we can see what sort of level this team is at. And if we start off with the goalies, if you just take it just by value, just looking at 425k and 120k, not the best values for goalkeepers. So if we just have a quick look at Freddy Woodman even, 19 years old, he looks okay. For a 19-year-old, I would not be too disappointed with stats like that for a goalie. Where is he in real life? Where have I just nicked him from? He's at Newcastle in real life. So, I think if Newcastle can keep hold of him, I think he'll do quite well for them in a few years. But Premier League, his first year in the Premier League, he's probably going to be the main goalkeeper. How is he going to do with that responsibility? And if you just look at his backup, I've had a very quick look at him. It's Dean Henderson, and that is atrocious. I'm sorry, but even for a 19-year-old keeper, I think you would be expecting a lot better. What club does he play for? He's a Man U goalie. That surprises me. I would have thought Man United would have had their young goalies a little bit better than that by now, but obviously not. And now if we just go through the other positions, we've got John Joe Kenny at right back. He's 19 years old. And who's he play for? He plays for Everton. He's an Everton man. He's been out on loan a couple times. He's got decent stats. Not the best physicals, I think you could say. But he could grow into that. And we'll just have a look at one more of the fullbacks. Who have we got? Let's have a look at Kyle Walker-Peters. He again, 19 years old. Decent physical stats there. Decent technicals. I'd be happy with that if I was the under-20 manager. I think he's Tottenham. Yeah, he is Tottenham. And so he looks decent. He looks like someone who might do well in a few years. But of course, these players haven't got a few years now to develop into their roles. They're in the Premier League. They're in at the very, very deep end. Can they handle the pressure for a whole 38 games rather than just 6-7 games, however many it was in the World Cup? If we go into the central defence now, let's have a look at Jake Clark-Salter. Very awesome name there. I will get better at saying that. Jake Clark-Salter. Yeah, awesome name he's got. And again, good physicals. Not very good technicals, but he's only 18. And again, not mentals. He hasn't really grown into it yet. Hopefully, all these mentals, these players will have better stats for on FM18. Because surely going through a World Cup win can only help with your mental ability and whatnot. So if we just go into the midfield, I've already shown you Lewis Crook. Let's have a look at Harry Chapman. He's someone who I have seen go for quite a bit of money, quite a few years down into the future on here. He's 18 years old, decent physicals again, good agility, decent dribbling, decent flair, decent teamwork. He looks okay. I think is it Middlesbrough where I've stolen him from? Yeah, it is Middlesbrough. And again, he's someone who, Middlesbrough being in the Championship, I can see him getting quite a few games down there. Quick disclosure, I watch almost no Championship football. So if any of these players have had quite a bit of Championship football this season just gone, let me know. And let me know if you've been impressed with them. Just hit me up in the comments down below. And next one, let's have a look at Joshua Anima. 5.5 million, central midfielder. And again, 19 years old. He looks good. He looks like he's going to be very, very good. Because 19 years old and 15 acceleration, 14 pace, 14 dribbling, 14 flair. He looks very good. I can't remember where I've stolen him from. I want to say Man City, but I'm probably miles wrong. No, yep, I am absolutely wrong. It's Tottenham. So that's another good youngster who I think could come through the Tottenham ranks in the next couple of years. Who else do we have a look at? Ademola Lookman. Let's have a look at him. Let's have a look at him, man. Hey, first bad joke of the episode. Budum-dus. I am back. And 18 years old. I think most of you guys will know about him. He was at Charlton. Just been snapped up by Everton. Was it in January or was it this summer just gone? I think it was January. He went to Everton. And he looks very good. I think him, especially now with the money Everton have got in real life, he can only improve alongside all those better players. I do expect him to be our Stoke / England under-20, one of our main players for this season. Because look at that, 14 dribbling, 13 finishing, 14 technique, 14 flair, 16 acceleration, 15 pace. He is going to be rapid this year, and we might need him to be to stay up. Just have a look at a couple more players, just so you can get a sort of idea of what is going on with this team. Let's have a look at the only striker, the only out-and-out striker we've got, and it is Adam Armstrong from Newcastle. 14 finishing, 15 acceleration, 16 pace, 14 penalty taking. That could be useful this year. I can see this team picking up quite a few penalties with their pace and the older defenders maybe not being able to keep up with them. That might be one source of quite a few goals this year. And I think that's enough of having a look at all the players for the time being. Let's go and have a quick look at the media prediction and everything for this team. The media prediction down over here is saying 20th. The media prediction are not giving this team much of a chance of staying up. I personally think they're going to be wrong. I think this team might not have the mental strength, but if they can get a good start, and if they can be out of the relegation zone by about Christmas, I think they might just stay up. And as you can see, we've got finances of rich. I think I gave the team a bit of extra money to be putting up with using all these youngsters for 10 years. And as you can see there, transfer ban until 3rd of July 2026. Estimated value 180 million. And so I'm going to leave it there for the introduction part of this episode, guys. I'm going to skip forward until the end of the first season. I will see you guys in just a moment. Hello guys, welcome back. It's the 1st of July 2017 and a couple of things you might notice is that there's currently no manager at the club. That means that poor old Paul Simpson has got himself sacked. He's probably gone home and went, "Doh!" Again, bad jokes, sorry. But had to be done. So he's been sacked. And also, you can probably notice up here at the top is that Stoke City, aka England under-21s, are now in the Championship. So let's go and have a look at their schedule so we can see their results in the league last season, see how they got on. And here we go. Well, look at all that red. Wow. They didn't pick up a win until the 1st of October. Wow. And that was away. That was away at Liverpool, 3-2. And after that, again, they picked up quite a few defeats in a row. But then, of course they did. They beat my team, West Ham, because everybody beats West Ham, don't they? Even this under-20 team come and beat us. And following that, look at that, is a dreadful run. After that, wow. They didn't pick up a win until the 4th of March. Oh my gosh, that is terrible. They picked up a win at home to Swansea 3-2. And after that, they had their best run of the season because they managed to pick up 2 wins in a row. 2 2-1 wins. Very decent result there, but other than that, in the league, they have been dreadful. Absolutely terrible. Let's see if it got any better for them in the FA Cup and the League Cup. And if you have a look at the League Cup, they won in the second round against Shrewsbury, but then lost 3-0 to Fulham. So they was out of the League Cup very early, very quickly. How they get on in the FA Cup? The FA Cup, similar result, similar thing. They lost to Leeds. So all in all, an absolutely dreadful season for our under-21s. No wonder dear old Paul Simpson got sacked. Let's have a quick look at when he got sacked, so we can try and pinpoint it against the results or whatever. That he got sacked on the 21st of January. So if we go back to the schedule, 21st of January, that is the whole game. He actually picked up a draw in that game. And they sacked him after that. And then they replaced him with Mark Cartwright as the caretaker for a couple of weeks. But then Gary Monk, the Leeds and now Middlesbrough manager. But now he's been sacked as well, obviously. Going back to there being no manager. Wow. So that's 2 full-time managers they've been through in one season. Wow, they've got to be disappointed for both of them. But was always going to be tough with just the under-20 players. And now if we just have a very quick look at the top 4 or 5, as judging by their transfer value, so we can see who might have had a decent season last year. There's Lewis Crook, who's got a value of 8.75. I don't think that's changed too much from the last season. And if you have a look at his stats for the last year, 38 appearances, 4 goals, 8 assists, average rating of 6.6. What's the word I'm looking for here? Average. That's the one. But he's very, very average. But he cannot be happy with that, can you? And the next highest as far as transfer is Sayi Ojo. And a value of 7.5 million. 38 appearances again. But only the 1 goal and the 1 assist. That is shocking. That is absolutely dreadful from your second highest valued player. You would want a little bit more than that. And again, for the second time this episode, let's have a look, man, at Lookman. Come on. Well, how's he done? Surely he did quite well last year. His value is 6.25 million. And last year, 38 appearances, 5 goals, average rating of 6.4. You are getting the story here. Not enough goals in this team at all. And let's have a look at one more guy. Who's the next one? Dominic Solanke, 19 years old now. Value of 3 million. And again, he's played most of the games, 35 appearances, 8 goals. Can't really be too upset with that, I think. You might have wanted a few more goals. But that is where I think I'm going to leave it for now, guys. I'm going to skip forward another year just to see how Stoke get on in the Championship. So I will see you guys in a year. Hello guys, I'm back. It's the 1st of June 2018. So we've gone through 2 seasons now. And as you can see, Paul Heckingbottom is the current Stoke manager. Lewis Cook is now the captain. And he's also the key player. And Jake Clark sort of is the vice captain. Let's see how Stoke have got on in the Championship. You can probably see it just up there. They've actually finished 21st in the table. Wow, 2 very poor seasons. I really thought this team would have done a little bit better than this. But to finish 21st and to only survive relegation by 4 points. What a downfall for this club. Let's have a quick look at their schedule. See how many games they picked wins up from in the league. If we go there. Oh, actually, it looks like they actually started off alright. Right, how it looks. They picked up an early win against Bradford in the Championship. And for the first half of the season, they don't look too bad. I don't know how they've gone down. Because you look at that. After the Forest game, which they lost, they didn't lose again until, end of September. But even that was in the Cup. But then after that, so let me just take a minute and just take away the Cup competitions. And if you just look at it, just on the league form, after Forest, they've gone on a pretty good run there without losing. And then after Blackburn, right at the end of September, again after that, they've gone a good couple months or so without losing. And so how on earth have they been so poor? What on earth happened in the second half of the season? Well, there's your answer. Blooming heck. They get to Villa beginning of January and then they lost 1, 2, 3, 5 in a row. That really must have knocked the stuffing out of them. What a shocking run of form that is. And then after that, 4 unbeaten, but then another 4 lost on the bounce. Wow. That really is interesting to me. First half of the season flying, second half of the season can't get a win from anywhere. And how did they do in the Cups? EFL Cup, they lost to Liverpool. We've just seen that. And then in the FA Cup, they beat Coventry, but then lost to Arsenal. So can't really ask for too much more than that. Let's have a quick look at the players. Let's see who's done what this year. Who's picked up any decent amount of goals or anything. Surely from that first half of the season, there should have been 1 or 2 with a decent average rating. And yeah, there you go. Freddy Woodman, 43 appearances, rating of 7.0, pretty decent. Adam Armstrong, 11 appearances, 17 off the bench, 6 goals, 4 assists. Harry Chapman, 24 appearances, 14 off the bench as well. So what's that, 38 altogether? 7 goals, 10 assists. And they've seemed to have done okay. Who's your top scorer? Ademola Lookman, 45 appearances, 10 goals, 6 assists. Average rating of only 6.79. I thought he might have got a little bit better with those sort of stats as far as goals and assists are going. Let's just have a quick look at the average ratings, people's values. Let's see if they've gone up or anything. No, Freddy Woodman's gone down, if anything. It's gone down to 400k. He still looks decent. He's still now only 21. So he's just about getting to the age now where he might start being decent. And Adam Armstrong as well, same age, 21. He's looking good. I think give these players another few years and they might just improve and they might bounce back up, I think. Look at Harry Chapman as well. Value 3.2, 16 agility, 14 acceleration, 22 appearances, 14 off the bench, average rating 6.9. at least in the Championship, and so you can't really say that these players are looking that poor. Lewis Crook, especially, he is looking phenomenal for this level. Only 21 years old. Who else shall we have a look at? Let's have a look at this Ovi Ajaria. It seems he's someone who I'm quite interested in myself. 20 years old now, 16 dribbling, 16 first touch, 16 technique. I say he's going to be decent. All of these players, as you would expect from a team that have won the Under-20 World Cup, they all look really good. And they are just getting to that age now where they're going to be good in the next 2-3 years. But just the question is, what league are they going to be in by that time? Because the way they're going, they've got to bounce back quick, or they're not, or they're going to be in League 2 or non-league in no time. And let's see, anyone else I should have a butcher's at? Let's have a look at Kieran Dow. 20 years old, 16 for long shots, only value of 675k. All of these players' values are going down. Let's go back to the values again. Where are they? Transfer. And the most highest valued player is... It is... Come on. It's still Lewis Crook at 10 million. And Ademola Lookman's now gone up to 8.75. And Seyi Ojo is apparently on the transfer list by his request. Let's see what his problem is. Expecting to leave the club in the near future. Wants to leave due to the club getting relegated. Bit of a delayed reaction there, mate. It happened a year ago. Unless you're a bit confused and you think 21st in this league means going down. So someone sort of needs to explain the rules of the Championship to this fella. Not really seem to be understanding how leagues work. But oh well. And other than that, everyone else seems to be as they were. Pretty much as far as values go. And that, I think, is how I'm going to leave it for this first episode of this experiment. It's getting interesting now, but I don't want to make these too long for you guys. So I'm going to leave it there with Stoke in 21st in the Championship. However, if you've liked this video, give me a thumbs up down below. Subscribe to the channel. Follow me on Twitter. And if you want to see more of this experiment, please comment down below or hit me up on Twitter at BadJokesFM. And if I get enough interest, I'll carry this on through 5 years, 10 years, at least through to the end of the transfer embargo. And so, yeah, if that's something you'd be interested in, let me know. But as for now, I am BadJokesFM. I am out.